Hey everyone, Dave here. Welcome to a new Raid Shadow Legends video. The question I want to answer today is who is the best free login champ that we got in the recent, well, since the game started, because they've given us quite a few. But I think that the top two contenders for this title is the two champs that we got lost. So we have Artak, who we got a couple of months ago with Call of Arbiter animated series, and then Wukong, who they gave us as a free login champ recently with the launch of the game in China, I believe. So, who of these is the strongest login champ? And I will compile a list of like pros and cons. Well, cons basically will be just the pros of the other guy of who is the best between these two. So we'll examine their kits, we'll figure out the builds. I have dedicated videos, so I won't go too deep into how to build each of these champs because I have dedicated videos on each of them. Go watch them on the channel. And I meant to show you this on my Acresia account, which is a mid-game account, so the level of gear and the utility of both champs is not too high for some of the newer players. So let's dig into the champ builds here and see. So what I was telling you about Wukong in my dedicated video is that build-wise you should go with perception, lethal, well that's depending on your level of gear, lethal or savage, and then there is a very end game build in stone skin if you can afford it. Let's check the stats on my Wukong. So 100%, like I said, this is one of the best champs to put like a hybrid build on. So what stats I can afford on this mid-game account? Over 200 speed, 100 crit rate, 200 crit damage, 3.5k attack, and 300 accuracy. That's a decent build, I would say. So this is the build I have on him. And Wukong is super strong. I don't think, yeah, I just put a few books in him as I get them from Clan Boss, I guess. So stun on the A1. So this hits super hard and it got surplus damage spreading to everyone if you hit someone who's almost dead with it. If you hit someone tanky with it and his accuracy, Wukong's accuracy is higher than the resistance, they will put a cheap buff on them. Great to counter UDK and all of that stuff. The cooldown would be nice on this one. Same here. Yeah, just not enough books yet. And this one will strip all buffs, which is super strong, and it will actually steal. So that's great because he will put all the buffs on him, super strong, and then it will put block buffs on the enemy team. Why did I go out? I don't know. So let's struggle to get back between the offers. So this is my Wukong. How did I build my Artak? And that's exactly how I'm recommending it. Artak is one of the great champs to be put in a stun set because all of his hits are AoEs. So 190, speed is okay. We don't care about crit rate and crit damage. He's HP based, so pump him up with HP, it's very easy and that will help him survive. And then you want accuracy on him for the HP burns. These stats, I would say, pretty achievable mid-game, even in a stun set, and because that's where he shines. All we care about here is landing those HP burns, and I give him Fearsome Presence as tier 6 because I didn't need enough accuracy for most content, and I want to increase the chance of his stuns from the stun set. So that's Artak. What does Artak do? He puts HP burns on the enemy, activates it, which deals a ton of damage like in Spider or on wave-based content or even in bosses, and then puts attack down on his A1. He got a funky passive, which when HP burns are activated, destroy his max HP, but then he regains it. Anyway, so what is the role of both of these champs? One of the great things, let's start by saying both of these champs are super strong if you got them early. Of course, if you're starting the game now, you won't get Artak. Probably it's even too late for Wukong, but let's say that you got one of these from a shard. They are good champs because they are worth investing in early game, mid game, and in game. So if you got either of these, you're super lucky. They are one of the good champs in the game. Invest in them definitely, max them out, put books in them, and everything. They are really good. Artak is an AoE champ who doubles as an HP burn and HP burn activators, which makes him really good in Ice Golem high level or in any wave based content like Doom Tower Hard, for example, or Doom Tower in general. Okay, so to compare, talking about Doom Tower, let's test them both actually. Um, so I haven't been trying too hard on Doom Tower, as you can see, though probably with the champs I can do it. Let's remove our regular team and just use our attack here. And just try him on a wave. First point, which I would say as a pro, like as a point, this will go to Artak, not to Wukong, is the magic affinity. So while you're starting till mid game, most of the opponents you will face will be magic affinity or spirit, like campaign farming, for example. So being magic affinity, being of the blue affinity, that means that our attack is stronger in facing these waves, and especially the spirit opponents will weak hit against him, which make him really strong. You see here, because of the AoEs, he's doing a ton of damage, and he cleared that level. Of course, it's normal, but in Doom Tower in 30 seconds. If we replace him with Wukong, let's see how he would perform exactly the same. Wukong's strength as a damage dealer lies in those A2 and A3 with that hit really hard. You see here, he almost cleared the wave. The only one talking about affinity who he couldn't take down is the Magic Champ. Again, on this wave, it's the same. Magic champs, he struggles against them because of the weak affinity. And then because he's not built on like, but you see here, he got back to his skills really fast, even without me booking his skill downs. But he might die here from that Lordic. That Lordic? So you see here where he struggles. Let's try it again. Maybe he will get it through this time. So that just supports my point that affinity-wise, Artak gets a bonus point against Wukong because of just being magic affinity. HP based, second point, definitely goes to Artak. When you're starting the game and your gear level is not strong enough, you cannot ramp up the survivability of the champs. Artak is HP based. Let's see their base stats just to compare. So our Artak is an orc. He got 22k of HP to start with. It's really easy to keep Artak alive and to pump him with loads of HP. He got also like 1100 defense, which is great, and 100 speed. So survivability wise, HP wise, definitely that points also goes in Artak's favor. What about Wukong? He's attack based, so of course he got like 1.6 attack, which is great, but defense wise, less than 900, and HP wise, he got like 16.5k. I love the animation of this guy. 105 speed, so of course he's faster. So survivability also will have to go to Artak. Whom did I get from? Oh, we didn't. Probably by now you should have watched that Mythic Summon video. We got your turn. Yay! Okay, so 2 points in favor of Artak right now. Third point would be utility. So the different roles that the champ can play. This one is actually in Wukong's favor because what like Artak does two things very well. AoE attacks, so great in a stun set or such. Campaign farmer, he would be better, I would assume. And the other thing is that those HP burn and activation. So HP burn and activation and AoE attacks. That's Artak's role. He's not versatile in how you can use him. While Wukong, on the other hand, if you're lacking like buff strippers or putting block buffs like on Hydra or whatever, build them with accuracy. If you're lacking a good nuker, he's one of the really good nukers even in Arena in this build, so put him in a damage build and ignore the accuracy. So a single champ, depending on how lucky you are with your roster in those two roles, you can repurpose him even. Like let's say that early game you put accuracy on him because it's more important to you. Then you got a couple of solid debuffers. You got Ugo, the orc who applies block buffs. You got Madame Ceres or whoever else that can strip buffs from enemies, and you want to repurpose him to do damage instead, you can easily do that. So versatility and utility definitely goes in favor of Wukong. One other point that I want to make, how much you'd use him while going into in-game. Artak will be used definitely, and like he can be used in your Sand Devil team if you don't have a Walking Doom Drang, if you don't have Ninja or Kronam, have dedicated video on how to beat high level Sand Devil there with stats and everything, go check it. He'd definitely be in your Ice Golem Heart team, for example, because of HP burn and the activation. While Wukong, I would say in game, Zoe's a fun toy in Arena, but I would say if your game is really high level, you have better options for utility to use in other places. Like, can Wukong play Hydra? Yes, for sure. Can Wukong play Arena? Yes, high end Arena. Probably that will be the main use for him while your account is going into in game and fighting high level Arena. Where else can he play? Well, he can technically play in a lot of places, but I'm talking about in game utility. When you have other options, I would say that Artak would be more long term usable than Wukong. Wukong is a nice toy, so I would say that from the 5-6 points that we compared in this video, Artak, in my opinion, surpasses Wukong in being the best free Logan champ they ever gave us. If you want to challenge that, put it in the comments below. Tell me why you think Wukong is a better champ. Maybe because he does a couple of things that are unique. He's the only one in the game right now who can apply the cheap debuff without a blessing. He's countering those UDKs and all of those silliness that's going on in Arena right now. Well, challenge me in the comments below. Tell me your points. Because like I think that MTG Jedi he thinks that Wukong is the best free login champ, but I really think Artak is very hard to beat here, and I explained why in this video. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this one. Like the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.